Welcome. So you're probably here because you want to boost your well-being, maybe find more energy. So today, we're doing a deep dive into something pretty specific. The 9-day Breathwork Challenge from Abhi Duggal over at the School of Breath.
And what's really key here, I think, is that this isn't just, random breathing.
Right.
Abhi's structured it to work on the pranic body.
Ah, the energy system idea.
Right. Think of it as this energetic layer that yogic traditions say really influences your physical health.
Yeah, and what strikes me right away is Abhi Duggal's whole approach. I mean, this isn't just someone who's read the books, right?
Right.
He trained in India. He's been teaching yoga, meditation for, 20 years, all over the world.
And his focus seems so practical. Breath, sleep, living a fuller life.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission today is basically to unpack this challenge, figure out its core ideas, and see how it aims to, juice up that pranic body.
To make it help heal the physical body proactively. Love that.
Exactly. So it becomes a support system for your physical vitality and energy.
Okay, we've got transcripts detailing each of the 9 days, theory, practice, the works, and this central theme keeps popping up. Using breath, pranayama, to work in that energy level first.
Which then impacts the physical. It's a fascinating approach.
It really is. All right, let's jump in. Day 1, igniting your inner fire. What's happening here?
So day 1 lays the groundwork with 2 really fundamental pranayamas, Kapalbhati and Bhramari.
Kapalbhati. That's the breath of fire, isn't it?
That's the one. And the name itself, Kapal, is like skull or forehead. Bhati means glow or shining. So it literally suggests bringing a radiance to your face.
Okay. Results you can see,
Yeah.
potentially. People like that.
For sure. But it's deeper. The yogic idea is we have this dormant energy, kundalini, coiled at the base of the spine. Kapalbhati is meant to, shake it up a bit, wake it up.
Like stirring the pot.
Kind of, yeah. And then, crucially, they bring in Bhramari right away, the humming bee breath.
Why combine them immediately?
Good question. The idea is Kapalbhati generates or awakens the energy, and Bhramari helps assimilate it, distribute it through your whole system. All 60 trillion cells, they say. It's holistic.
Working the energy body to benefit the physical.
Got it.
And the yogic element view.
Right. They talk about the 5 elements: fire, earth, water, air, space. Imbalances can lead to low energy. Day 1 specifically targets the fire element imbalance.
Which shows up as things like indigestion, fatigue.
Exactly. Indigestion, low energy, sluggishness. Kapalbhati is seen as stoking that internal fire.
Okay. How do you actually do Kapalbhati?
You need to be seated, spine straight, cross-legged is good, or a chair. The key is isolating the movement to your lower abdomen below the navel. It's a sharp, forceful exhale, pumping the belly in.
And the inhale.
Passive. It just happens naturally when you relax the abdomen. It takes practice to get that control, but the payoff is better digestion, metabolism, more energy.
Okay, then Bhramari, the humming bee. Sounds gentler.
It is. It feels different.
Yeah.
You're basically making a humming sound like a bee, and the vibration is directed towards the hypothalamus area in the brain.
Hypothalamus, that's important, right? Control center stuff.
Huge. It's like the master controller for your endocrine system. Regulates hormones.
So vibrating it helps, reset things, balance hormone.
That's the theory. By stimulating it gently with the hum, you're aiming to balance the whole endocrine system. That's why it's often suggested for, mind-related issues, stress, anxiety. It addresses that hormonal balance piece.
And there's a specific way to do it physically.
Yes, the 7-door closing mudra sounds dramatic, but it's just gently closing off the senses, thumbs lightly in the ears, index middle fingers over the eyes, ring finger near the nose, pinky near the lips.
Blocks out distractions.
Pretty much. Then you inhale deep and hum, long and steady on the exhale. Focus inward.
So day 1 practice is like Kapalbhati rounds, getting more intense maybe, breath holds, then Bhramari.
That's the structure. 3 rounds of Kapalbhati, increasing intensity, maybe holds, then Bhramari to integrate. You might feel calmer, more grounded afterwards.
Okay. Day 1, awaken and distribute. Day 2 talks about the power of the pause, Kumbhaka.
Right. Kumbhaka just means breath retention, holding the breath.
Why hold the breath?
Well, day 2 explores this connection between breath and mental chatter. The idea is simple. Faster breath, faster thoughts. Slow the breath.
Slow the thoughts. Makes sense.
And if you actually stop the breath, even briefly, the potential is there for thoughtlessness, or at least significant quietening.
They mentioned that 95% of our thoughts are repetitive and energy draining.
Yeah, it's a staggering number when you think about it. So consciously controlling the breath, including pausing it, becomes a way to actually save mental energy.
Less pointless chatter. So what kind of holds are we talking about?
Day 2 introduces two main types. Holding after the inhale, that's Antara Kumbhaka, and holding after the exhale, Baya Kumbhaka. For the inhale hold, they emphasize bringing the breath right down into the belly.
And the practice for day 2 builds on day 1.
Does. You do Kapalbhati first, then you incorporate Kumbhaka, specifically holding after the exhale in this case, and finish with Brahmari again. The focus shifts to boosting stamina, endurance, and you gradually try to hold the breath a bit longer each time.
Okay, stamina builder. Moving to day 3. Locking in your energy. Bandhas. Energy locks. Sounds interesting.
It is. Bandhas are basically muscular contractions used to prevent energy or prana from leaking out.
Leaking. Where does it leak from?
Primarily downwards, they say, from the root chakra area. Gravity pulls, but also mental energy, sexual thoughts, can dissipate energy downwards. Bandhas act like seals.
Okay, like closing a valve. What are these locks?
There are three main ones. Mula Bandha, the root lock at the perineum. Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal or solar plexus lock. And Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock.
And engaging them does what?
It locks the prana in, stops it flowing down, and encourages it to move up the central energy channel in the spine, the Sushumna Nadi, towards higher consciousness is the idea. It's said to activate the spinal cord, too.
And combining them?
That's called Mahabandha, the great lock. Engaging all three creates this internal pressure that directs energy up towards the third eye.
Sounds complex. How do you start?
The advice is usually start with Mula Bandha. It's a subtle contraction, like stopping the flow of urine. Then gradually add Jalandhara, tucking the chin slightly, and Uddiyana, drawing the lower belly gently in and up.
So day 3 practice involves Kapalbhati, longer holds, and engaging these locks during the hold.
Exactly. Kapalbhati, then during the breath holds, you consciously engage Mula and Uddiyana Bandha, followed by Brahmari, as usual, to distribute that contained energy. The aim is strengthening the nervous system from the inside out.
Contain and direct. Got it. Day 4 shifts gears to boosting oxygen and vitality with Pastrika, bellows breath.
Correct. Pastrika is powerful. Key benefits highlighted are increased oxygen, yes, but crucially, improved absorption of that oxygen by your cells, plus immunity, vitality.
That absorption distinction is important. It's not just about intake.
Definitely not. You can breathe in tons of oxygen, but if your cells can't grab it, it doesn't help much. Pastrika tackles this.
How? What's the mechanism?
It's active, forceful inhales and exhales through the nose, using the chest and belly like bellows fanning a fire. Rhythmic pumping.
And how does that help absorption?
The theory is this rapid breathing, followed by a breath hold. Kumbhaka, again, increases both oxygen and carbon dioxide levels temporarily. Now, CO2 isn't just waste.
Does something useful.
Yeah. It actually signals the hemoglobin in your blood to release the oxygen to your tissues. So, a bit more CO2 helps unlock the oxygen delivery. Pastrika plus the hold optimizes this.
So the holds from day 2 are vital here too.
Absolutely. They work together. The day 4 practice is Pastrika, then a hold. Then it actually introduces something called Tumo breathing. You practice it before getting the full theory and ends with Brahmari. Expect to feel really energized, really alive after this one. And again, longer holds are encouraged over time.
Okay, Tumo breathing gets introduced in practice. Then day 5 is all about igniting your inner furnace with Tumo.
Exactly. Day 5 dives deep into Tumo. It's linked to Tibetan monks using it to generate intense body heat in freezing conditions.
Wow. So what are the benefits for, regular folks not sitting in the Himalayas?
Good question. Physically, it's said to really crank up that internal fire element, boosting metabolism, digestion, aiding detoxification. Energetically, on the pranic level, it's about purifying that energy body, reducing lower cravings or desires, and maybe even elevating your ambition.
That's quite a range. How do you actually do Tumo?
It involves big, full inhales, belly, then chest, really fill up, then forceful exhales through pursed lips, like blowing out candles hard. They stress exaggerating the movement, pull the stomach in tight on the exhale, expand the chest fully on the inhale.
And visualization is part of it too.
Yes, very important. Visualizing a strong fire in the belly area, imagining your body as this empty orb being filled with energy and heat.
And the day 5 practice sequence.
It's Kapalbhati, then Pastrika, then the main Tumo practice, which includes a significant 60-second hold. And then it introduces annulum vilam, alternate nostril breathing.
Why annulum vilam after Tumo?
To help distribute all that intense energy generated by Tumo more evenly, and to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the calming side, bringing things back into balance.
Makes sense. Which leads us perfectly into day 6, balancing brain hemispheres with annulum vilam.
Right. Many people might know this one, alternate nostril breathing. The challenge frames it in terms of brain balance.
How so?
They explain this concept that we usually breathe predominantly through one nostril at a time, and it switches, roughly every 90 minutes to 2 hours.
And each nostril has different qualities.
Yeah. Energetically speaking, left nostril is linked to feminine, cooling, intuitive energy. Right, nostril is masculine, heating, logical energy, the Pingala Nadi.
In the switchover point, that brief time when both are open.
That's considered a really potent time. When the breath flows equally, it signifies balance between these energies, and it's seen as ideal for meditation, for centering yourself.
So annulum vilam helps you achieve that balance consciously.
Precisely. It's the technique to deliberately balance the airflow and thus the associated energies, theoretically making meditation easier or deeper.
Okay, remind us of the technique. The hand position.
It uses Vishnu Mudra. You fold your index and middle fingers down towards your palm, then use your thumb to close the right nostril, and your ring finger, maybe pinky too, to close the left. Typically, you close the right, inhale slowly through the left. Close the left, exhale slowly through the right. Inhale right, close right, exhale left. That's one round. And you continue. Slow, deep breaths.
And the day 6 practice puts it all together.
Yep. 2 rounds of Tumo, then Pastrika, then a good session of annulum vilam, finishing with Brahmari. The goal here is mental clarity, clearing away fog.
Sharper focus. Okay, day 7 sounds intense. Deep cleansing with Agnisara.
It is. They explicitly label Agnisara as advanced. You really need to be comfortable with the Kapalbhati before trying this one.
Okay, noted. What does Agnisara mean? Fire washing.
Literally, yeah. Washing the Manipura chakra, the solar plexus or navel center, with Agni or fire.
How does that work? How do you wash with fire?
It's like Kapalbhati taken up a notch.
Yeah.
You exhale completely, hold the breath out, engage the bandhas we talked about.
Mula and Uddiyana.
Yes. And while holding breath out, you rapidly pump the abdomen in and out. Vigorously.
Yeah.
It's like powerfully stoking that inner digestive fire. Very dynamic, all while holding the breath out.
Wow. Okay. And the day 7 practice?
It's Kapalbhati. Then the Agnisara practice those pumps during the external hold, followed by 1 round of Tumo, and finishing with Brahmari. Big focus on deep cleansing, releasing toxins.
Definitely sounds like deep work. Day 8 introduces something called Suprashant Pranayama for harmonizing the elements.
Yes, this one is quite unique to this challenge, it seems. It's about balancing those 5 elements within the body. Again, fire, air, space, earth, water.
How can breath balance elements?
Well, they explain that imbalances in these elements can actually show up in how your breath feels, its quality. And this affects overall function. Then they link each finger to an element.
Let me guess. Thumb is fire.
You got it. Thumb fire, index air, middle space, ring earth, pinky water. And they connect nostrils too.
Yeah.
Right nostril, Pingala, is solar, fire. Left nostril, Ida, is lunar, water.
Okay, lots of connections. So how does the pranayama use this?
Through a specific hand, mudra, using the right hand only. This is important. Thumb goes under the right nostril, pinky finger under the left nostril, and the tip of the ring finger just rests slightly on the very tip of the nose.
Why only the right hand?
To avoid, as they put it, confusing the elements further. Right hand connects appropriately to the right solar fire and left lunar water aspects via the fingers. Just long, slow, deep breaths. But the focus is on feeling the exhale. Feel the warm air from the right nostril on your thumb, the cooler air from the left nostril on your pinky. Minimum of 9 breaths like this.
That sounds subtle. What are the claimed benefits?
Big one is activating the vagus nerve. That's huge for switching on the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode. So it's meant to bring almost instant relief from stress and anxiety, a practical tool for daily life.
A harmonizing calming technique. The day 8 practice.
3 rounds of Tumo, 3 rounds of Brahmari, and then this Suprashant Pranayama. The goal is tapping into inner peace, bliss, through that elemental harmony.
Beautiful. And finally, day 9 wraps things up with psychic sleep for restoration, Yoga Nidra.
Yes, Yoga Nidra, often called yogic sleep. They mention the different states of awareness, waking, dream, deep sleep, and this fourth state, Turiya. But the real focus is the hypnagogic state.
That's the bit between awake and asleep, right? The drift-off zone.
Exactly, that transitional phase. And the reason it's highlighted is because in that state, the subconscious mind is believed to be incredibly open, very receptive to suggestions, intentions.
Making it powerful for what? Releasing things, planting positive seeds?
Both. It's great for deep relaxation, letting go of deep-seated tensions, patterns, and also for affirmations or setting intentions because the subconscious is more accessible.
How is it typically practiced?
Usually lying down comfortably in Shavasana, corpse pose, palms up. Then a guide, or yourself, leads awareness through the body, part by part, a systematic body scan.
To relax each part consciously.
Precisely. Releasing tension layer by layer, accessing that deep rest state without actually falling fully asleep, ideally.
And the final practice on day 9.
It includes Pastrika, then Tumo breathing, and culminates in a guided Yoga Nidra session, especially targeting those excessive looping thoughts. You finish feeling deeply rested, and the source mentions ending with 3 Om chants too.
Wow, what a journey. From fire ignition to psychic sleep, it really covers a lot of ground, this 9-day challenge.
It absolutely does. You're working through energy activation, breath control, locking energy, oxygenation, heat generation, brain balance, deep cleaning, elemental harmony, and finally, profound relaxation, all aiming to vitalize that pranic body.
To support overall well-being and physical health from that energetic level.
That's the core idea running through it all.
So for anyone listening who's thinking, wow, this sounds like something I could really benefit from, boosting energy, clarity, that deeper sense of well-being, how can they actually do this challenge?
Great question. If you want the full guided experience of this 9-day breathwork challenge, exactly as Abhi Duggal and the School of Breath designed it, you can join their holistic membership.
Okay, and where do people find that?
It's on their website, which is www.meditatewithhabhi.com. That's meditatewithabhi.com. The membership gives access to the challenge and likely other resources too.
Perfect. So www.meditatewithhabhi.com to join the holistic membership and experience the full 9-day challenge. Definitely sounds like a powerful way to proactively engage with your own health by working directly with your breath with that